of Somnus. So her father's one of the Demos Oneroi, and those are pretty much the gods of sleep. And most people have only heard of like Phobator, Thanatos, and Morpheus. He's big. So when her dad met her mom, he told her a little white lie. Because she was a big Sandman comic fan. He kind of pretended he was Morpheus to get in her pants. So this is kind of about that. Yeah. 1988. Happiness Charlotte Metaxas was born in 1988. For obvious reasons, her father was unknown to everyone except for Maribel. Brash insisted that his daughter's first name be some kind of human condition or emotion. He suggested human acceptable names like Joy, Chastity, or Prudence. Maribel had no intention of giving her daughter a name like that, so she selected a middle name that she sincerely hoped the child would go by. Maribel Metaxas was 26 years old when Charlie was born. Her best friend, Jeanette Byrne, 25, was married and pregnant at the same time. Maribel and Jenny had known one another since high school, back when people were calling Maribel Mary. Back then, Jeannie Byrne was still Jeannie Morrison. Young Jeannie was gothic before Rose and Charlie were born. She was gothic before they were even called goths. She'd been a death rocker in high school. Jeannie wanted to name her daughter Charlotte after her favorite Cure song, Charlotte Sometimes. Her husband Brian insisted that they name the child after his dearly departed grandmother, Roshanara. Roshanara went by the Americanized name Roxanne, something Jeannie strongly objected to for her daughter. Jeannie thought of Roxanne as the hooker in the Police song of the same name. Maribel suggested that Rose might be able to compromise with Brian, compromise that Brian might be open to. He accepted, and their daughter was named Rose Byrne. In turn, Jeannie suggested the name Charlotte to Maribel. She knew Mary was a big fan of E.B. White's Charlotte's Web. Maribel thought it was a wonderful name. That's how Charlotte came to be named after two songs in a book. In an act of secret defiance, she gave her daughter the first name Happiness after the Beatles song Happiness is a Warm Gun. It tidily summed up her feelings about Brash on multiple levels. Brash. Maribel sometimes blamed Jeannie for introducing her to those Sandman comics. Maribel would have been just as happy if she'd stuck with Richard and Wendy Peeney's ElfQuest and all the romance and free love. Maybe life would have been better if she didn't develop a taste for bad boys. Bad boys like Brash. He was the man of her dreams and her nightmares. As bad as he turned out to be back then, she still loved him. She had no idea what he'd done. She wouldn't find out for another 10 years. When she did, she wouldn't be able to love him anymore. She wouldn't find out about the terrible thing that Brash did to facilitate her pregnancy until the day of Charlotte's 10th birthday in 1998. But it was a month before Charlotte was born that Maribel first had the inkling that something was terribly wrong. It was the first time she'd laid her eyes on the rites of undoing in the physical realm, but not the first time she'd seen it. She'd been having dreams about the book ever since the conception of Charlotte. She had been introduced to it through visitations by the author of the book himself, Phobator. Sandra Metaxas was the one who gave the book to Maribel, her daughter, as a gift at her baby shower. It would be another 2 years before she introduced her daughter to the woman